So I want to show you the Kinetic Knitter, and she is a local yarn dyer here in Minneapolis. So I found her on Instagram, and this is some of the yarn that she made recently. Look at the pairing and how pretty they are, and the speckles on this. So this is a plush DK, and it's 75% merino, 25% nylon. There are about 245 yards in this. So I am really excited about this because I am going to make an Andrea Mallory comfort fade sweater with it. And today I just ordered 2 more skeins to go with this. She made some this week at like a test trial, and it has some sea green in it as well as these 2 colors. So I'm so excited. Oh, anyway, it feels really good, and I can't wait to make my comfort fade sweater by Andrea Mallory. It's gonna be pretty. So anyway, so that's something else that I bought. Probably shouldn't have, but I couldn't help myself. Besides, I'd like to support my local shops. I love to support my local shops. Okay, so let's see. That's about it for what's going on with knitting. I haven't done any crochet lately. Haven't had time. It is spring finally here in Minnesota, and my tulips are starting to come up, and the willow trees are starting to bud, and it's supposed to be 70 here tomorrow. I'm so excited. It's one of my favorite seasons, and it gives me great memories of my grandfather and hiding Easter eggs. And we used to go to Atlanta all the time, and that's where my grandparents lived, and for Easter, and he would hide Easter eggs and dollar bills all over the yard. That was great. So we're on spring break right now, and I would say 80% of my students have left the state. Yeah, that's a lot. And if you've been watching the news, you'll see that my state is one of the states that are starting to rise again in the number of people getting COVID. So that's a little discerning. It'll be interesting to see what happens at school the next 2 weeks. The superintendent has asked us to stay home, the students to stay home, unless they really need to come in. And we are supposed to teach from our classrooms to help the ones that do come in, but teach remotely at the same time. And just let me tell you, teaching remotely and teaching live at the same time is very difficult. And I hope parents really understand how hard that is. So teachers are putting in the time, let me tell you. Sadly, we found out some of our numbers, and teachers are being laid off, which makes me sad, because in a math department, I would predict we are going to be somewhat behind next year because the students really didn't learn it as well as they would have. And unfortunately, many of them, sadly, have cheated and gotten away with it because it's no way for us to be able to tell. And now they don't know the math from this year, and next year it's going to bite them when they try to do the next level of math because they got through this level without really learning it. So I'm scared for next year's math classes. We're going to have to do a lot of reteaching, and MCA scores and ACT scores. They're going to be bad. So it's causing me a lot of anxiety, and honestly, it's causing me sleepless nights in the middle of spring break, which really sucks. So I hope that we can get some funding, maybe from the federal government, to kind of make up for the fact that we can't do this in large class sizes. We won't be able to help. I mean, we'll help, but it's going to be really hard to work individually with kids and get them caught up if this is going to be the case. So that was discerning. It's sad. Yeah, and summer school is gonna be crazy this summer. I love teaching summer school because I love my team. They are awesome, but gonna be a lot of kids. News from London. My daughter is doing great, and she's finishing up her finals for this section of time. I don't know if they call it semesters or what there. So I hope to have her on here to share some of her crochet stuff that she's been doing soon. But they're still in complete lockdown. So they're not going anywhere. And when I say lockdown in London, it's way different than it is lockdown here in Minnesota. Ours is not really a lockdown. Ours is more like a suggestion. So it's not, we don't get ticketed for being out. Yeah. Yeah. So that's it for this week. I probably had a lot more that I wanted to say, but I can't remember it now. It'll come to me next week. So have a beautiful day and crochet and knit.